Hey guys, how's it going? It is Sunday, October 15th, 2017, and yeah, back into Run 8 for now. We'll see how it goes. Um, yeah, I certainly procrastinated today about this one. I shouldn't say all day, but I started procrastinating towards the evening. I was originally going to get into this probably right after supper. I had an early supper, but for about 2 hours I just pondered around and checked out a few YouTube videos and actually saw a Stranded Deep video, which kind of caught my attention for a bit and almost made me want to play that again, which was really weird. I thought I was done with that, at least for the time being, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Not much happening here. I just loaded up. First of all, I'm not going to be doing anything as far as the simulator goes. It's going to be a setup, if anything. I'm trying to figure out why I left it that way. In fact, I'm not even too sure why I have it loaded up, to be quite honest. Because as far as I know, well, I shouldn't say that. As far as I know, I still have a little bit of analysis to do. I'll have to double check on that. Before I get into that, I just want to kind of explain where I'm at. I do this all the time, and I've been getting a lot of support, which is very much appreciated. As I said in one of the previous videos recently, the support is great, but it's not the apparently it's not the reason why I backed off of this. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's just fatigue. Um, there's a lot of times there's fatigue, like basically I'm dead tired at night or whatever. Even wow, I was like even on what the hell was it? It was last night actually. I don't know if it's just physical fatigue or what, or if it's just whatever the hell it was. Um, but yeah, I was I don't know what it was. I was getting tired of playing certain video games with my son, and I just let him have it. I just let him go ahead and play. I says, "Here, you go ahead and you try that." I says, "Your dad's gonna take a nap because I let him stay up till midnight, right?" And I said, "I need to take a nap." I said, basically, I'm gonna sleep till. I says, "Don't." No, it was Friday night. It was before the he had a karate tournament on Saturday. So no, it was Friday night that it happened. And Friday, I must have been drained. I don't know. It must have been. I said, don't make sure that you're getting me up at midnight. We're going to bed at midnight, which is kind of crazy. I'm the one that's falling asleep for him, but that's just the way it was. And that happened. I think the last video I was doing with you guys back on Thursday was kind of like that too, but I'm not 100% sure. Doesn't seem like 2 days in a row. That seems a little odd, but I was waking up early too. I woke up a little early today. I don't know exactly if it's a bit of boredom that's setting in or what exactly it is, to be quite honest. I haven't had cable for a while, but that don't mean nothing. I wasn't really watching that much anyways. Beside wrestling with my son, and then you know today I woke up before him, obviously, because that seems to be the thing that's been happening lately. And woke up before him and started looking for some games that him and I could get into. I thought I found some, and he seemed somewhat interested, but we went back to his thing, and yeah, we're still working on that, but he's okay. I mean, he's fine. If we can't play different games together, then we'll find something eventually. It's his tastes are a little bit different than mine, I'm finding at the moment. But anyways, enough about that part. I did want to mention, though, when I say fatigue, I think it's fatigue of just being into Run 8 for so long. It's probably wearing at me a little bit. Fatigue of having a tough week at work. Friday was when the thoughts started flowing again at work, because I had an easier day at work. Things started going better. And I knew that was coming up. I knew that there was going to be a time where I was going to get through a few of the busy times at work and things. I like my job, even when it's busy. And but when it's busy, I have a tendency of venting and trying to think out things. And you know, even when I'm driving, I'm thinking about work as opposed to thinking about my hobbies. When things are relaxed, that's when things change, and then the mind starts focusing on ideas. And although I don't know if my ideas were really constructive in far as what's going on, I began to start thinking of potential ideas that may help or may not help. I'm not too sure. I was even thinking of, as far as dividing some of um, the areas up a little bit, just trying to get back into the data. So I'm not too sure if I recorded I haven't been into the data. So first and foremost, I got to get back into the data, basically, to see what is going on. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to go on the forums, but so that's okay. You see all the games are growing. There's more games, so let's take a look there. We're at the Wikia. Lots of activity lately. I appreciate there's been a lot of discussion as of late, and that's good. That's only going to help our community. And you know, keep it up, guys. I will participate as much as I can and give you guys as much feedback as I can. And then who knows? There's always a potential for another server to go up. The Northeast server is up, from what I understand. Smiley's got a server going. He'll communicate with me once in a while. I mean, I really, honestly, I'm not on it. It's a 24/7 server, which really, at this point, doesn't suit my needs. Any 24/7 servers that I can think of, it needs to be totally manned for me to even consider it. And at this point, Run8 is becoming less and less of a major thing for me. It's not over, but it's becoming less and less of a thing for me. So let me go into the data here and see what's going on. And we will... Some fonts cannot be loaded. What the hell's that? I've never seen that message before. I don't recall it. Let me check the Waycross. See where we're at. I think I'm trying to remember. I believe what I wanted to do was I was trying to get the sorts to work, or the filters to work. Now the hump, I believe it has... No. Oh, okay, good. I do have the car capacity. So I deleted all that, and then I put the car capacity in as it stands right now, and yeah. I thought I deleted all those cars, though. Because once I have the car capacity in, that was pretty much all of it. I'm still trying to remember where I'm at with the rest of the stuff. And I had calls for various locations. I don't even know if that's 100% accurate or not, but... Well, what I want to do before well, number one, I can get rid of... the car capacities are in. If the car capacities are in, then I don't need all this. I can't see why I would need that any longer. And I could have swore I deleted all this, but maybe I didn't save it. It's all snowy because of the graphics. So let me go ahead and start deleting all of these. I'm surprised I even saved it like that, to be honest. So that took a little while to get set up, but that was definitely a good test as far as being able to see what the yard was going to look like once I was able to fill up all the tracks. And of course, the goal isn't to fill up the yards like this. This is not the goal. I do not want to have something that is this filled. I did that not to test the frame rates either. I did that all for capacity measurements, approximate capacity, because I wanted to have a good idea as to what to assign or where I can assign certain trains depending. But I want to shift focus now and get back to the actual trains themselves. In order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to make copies of the data. I wanted to do a filter, and what a filter is in basically the spreadsheets is it allows it to pull out certain data. The problem is the filter that it's applying to is several columns over. And I was having a difficult time doing it. There may be a way to do it. I haven't figured it out. So when things get complicated, you just keep it simple, stupid principle, and you don't have to worry about it. You just keep it simple. Which basically means I can't auto update. I was supposed to put the time back at 12, and I never did. I was supposed to freeze the time, and I never did. Okay, let's freeze the time there. I saw the shadows going, and I was like, what's going on? Time was supposed to be frozen. No, I did freeze all the trains. I held them, so that was good. Yeah, I was getting comments. Some of the comments I was getting involved, you know, how the hump at Barstow, etc. And I made a comment. I said, "This is what I love about Waycross is you do not have to do a virtual hump because you've got everything spread out here." I wish the other, honestly, I wish the other routes were bold enough to have tried this. I don't know if this is the actual width, the actual prototypical width or not. I really haven't taken a look at it. But this is more than enough, I would imagine, to deal with most of our needs for sure. I mean, even if it was 50 tracks, I think we could have enough to deal with it. Okay. I think I got them all. And that's one of the auto trains that were sitting on the side. Receiving should be empty, last I checked. Oh, maybe not. What was I doing? That. Okay, I can't remember. No, hold on a second here. Oh, I wanted to see what trains had to be, or what were brought in. I'll leave that. I'm going to leave that for now, and then I will probably bring... Didn't I bring those trains back in? No, it looks like I was in the middle of pumping it. Yeah, because I remember the CN engine coming in, but I don't think... Well, it doesn't matter anyways, because I don't have... I have to bring those trains back in anyways. Yeah, I had 3. That's right. Alright. And the switchers, or the hump units, should be down there, which they are. Yep. Okay. So I will go ahead and I will save this world on RTS. I'll leave it, I'm just going to minimize it for now. Do a memory. Clean the memory. This doesn't help you. Whatever. Alright. So I'm not too sure what I was doing here. This 8100 thing. I don't know what that is, honestly. I'm looking at it. See, that's the problem when you haven't been in it for a while. I don't even know. 40. That's 67. I don't even know if that's... I don't know. I have no idea. Huh. I have to take a look and see if they're in anywhere else. I don't think they are, though. Okay, so I got Baldwin. Oh, is this where I tried to sort it? Yeah, I did. Work. Those aren't all the trains that come to Baldwin. Dispatch your notes on something. Sorry, it's gonna take me a while. Yeah, cause I got exits. I got all kinds of things here. That doesn't make sense. So raw data of eight. So I looked at the raw data, 214 and 602. Question is, did I get it? Yeah, I did. I got the right filter, but the problem is, what happens is, okay, so H4, when you look at 214 and 602, now suddenly, okay. A2Q156. So why does it go right to scheduled? Well, it does, but then it does something weird. There's a false. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. It's calling the right trains, but it's not calling the right data that I want. Dispatcher notes or something. It's actually not too bad. Fortunately, the data's going to. What's happening is what happened here. You got a vertical lookup of A2. Of raw A2. There you don't have it though. See, okay, I'm going to try to explain this and see if this kind of makes sense. Try to explain this. I understand what's happening. So you have a raw data tab that I spent that 3 hours a few weeks back in one of my pushes to try to get everything in place. And what ends up happening is it puts it in, but it would overwrite the formulas because it's actually going. I had to take out the form. Well, no, I didn't take out the form. Although I didn't. See right there, it only goes with 2 columns. That's all it asks for. Everything else it pulls out of the raw data or the schedules or whatever you look up. Yeah, because the raw data is pretty much going to match that for the moment. See, it goes ahead further. So the trains, Baldwin, are totally different. The problem with that is I go into Baldwin, and these formulas are in there. So I either have to stop it. See what I mean? It's in order to pick out Q, I have to put it all in. And that column is way the hell over there. So my feeling on that is to delete it. I would rather instead manually put it in. This is the keep it simple thing, because I'm going to be screwing around with Excel sheet. Ah, crap. What's that? I'm going to be screwing around with Excel sheets trying to get this to, you know, pretty it up or whatever the hell the case may be, and it's just going to take forever, and I don't want to do that. See, there we go. Okay, let me go ahead and take the formatting out of that. I think everything else should be okay. So in order to get the raw data that I want, all I have to do, and this will no longer be a live sheet. It will and it won't. It's going to look at, well, let's see, is it going to, if offset, I'll have to see. Scheduled, not scheduled thing, you know, I'm not worried about the timing so much. I mean, I could put it in there, but again, I'm not too, there's a lot of things I'm not too worried about. Let me see if I can, oh, do I have the filter? Yes. All right, so we get the filter in here, and then we just go with, I'll put clear, and that's not what I want to do. Cancel. I want to get the stuff that's coming out. Page 4. Sounds about. That's right. That. Geez. I'll get it right. That's the one right there. So I'll clear that. I'll put H4 in. Okay. Now, I wonder if that screws up the trains. No, see, it doesn't. That's good. Well, or does it? No, that was what I was getting ready to do. Awesome. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. So in order to, let's just take, I don't know if I want to take the data or not. I'll try. At least the first two and see what happens. I got a funny feeling it's going to put the hidden stuff in with it. And if that's the case, we don't want that. Yeah. Well, no. That's okay. Actually, it did do it right. The not scheduled thing didn't do it right. If offset R2, okay, I might be able to fix that. I may be able to fix that, so that's good. Actual. I want to go back to raw data. We don't care about the actual there. We want the actual here. And of course the reference goes off. See? reference does not exist. So it's saying if B1 plus, okay, that we're not in that, plus J2 plus ref, blah, blah, blah. All right. I may just have to pull out the data. Let's see. I'm not worried about the IDs either. I'm not worried about the direction. Could go with the type, just for the sake of it. Let's go for the type. Definitely want the length. I don't care about that. So the length's coming in. Of course, the length doesn't work, but there's going to be a reason for that, and I'll show you why very shortly. In fact, it ain't going to matter, more than likely, but regardless, I'm going to try it anyways and see what happens. Which time is actual? It's that time right there, which I've already done. I might as well go ahead with... Do I want to go with the actual, or do I want to go with the scheduled? Really doesn't matter to me. In fact, yeah, let me put that in there. Oh crap. Put that in there. I'm not worried about Savannah or any of that other stuff because that's not going to apply. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta go that way. I wonder if the reference will work now. Doubt it. Hey, you never know, it might. And if I can get that to work here, then I can copy this to other sheets as well. Because then the reference, like for the columns that I want, because all this is for is this is giving me an idea as to what I can expect out of Baldwin. So let me see if I can do that. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I don't like that actual. Yeah, I can do a reverse lookup. Can I do that? Can I actually do a reverse lookup? What I mean by that is going back to the data that's already been presented here. I might be able to do that. I don't think it's a lookups function. In fact, yeah, I'm not worried about. I was gonna do it for the other ones, but I'm not worried about that so much. Just bear with me, because once I get it right for this, the rest is going to be a piece of cake, I think. All right. Oh, it's in the raw data. What do I have in the raw data? Hold on a second. Oh, I only have the scheduled stuff in there. And there's a reason why I put the unscheduled stuff. I wanted to see what the average was, and that's why I did that. That's why I have all the days of the week, everything. So I would have to go back into the raw data. Could be interesting. Because that's a filter, right? That's not a lookup. Yep. Do we have lookups in here? We should have. Are they in the trains, or are they in... Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So I'll do a VLOOKUP. I'll do it just like this. Never mind the offsets. Now, sometimes they have what they call a call that. Oh, I'll get it. So, what do I want to do in the trains? I want to do it in the raw data. Problem is, I think that'll work. It's going to 137, but I think it's supposed to go higher. I'm going to say to 156. Okay. I wanted that in there. I just want to see how the formula looks. Alright, so if there's a false, and then there's the actual time. That one is going to let me see, comma 2, semicolon 2, let's say. Comma, I think comma works. Okay, did that just work? Well, ain't that... Whoa, hello. What the hell's with the not applicable in there? Yeah. Did not find value E160 in the VLOOKUP evaluation. Why not? Say it's not in there, or is it because... Well, I have an E160. So what's the deal? A18. Raw A22. Oh, wait. Hold on a second here. Okay. I got you now. No, I screwed up. Gotcha. Alright, so... It's the dollar signs in front. I forgot to anchor them. Okay, this should work now. Something weird happened there. Oh, really? Now we're up to K187. A6. See, I don't like that A6 thing. Something's wrong there. It's gotta go to A2. Definitely gotta go to A2. I don't like that. Get that out of there. A2 to 156. Not to say that that's gonna help it in the long run, but it might. See, suddenly we got some scheduleds in there. That didn't work. Okay, I'm doing a VLOOKUP for A9. K817. For 6 through 156. See, I'm still doing 6 through 156. I thought I changed that. I didn't. That should have changed them all, but it didn't. Okay. Now it did. Was it in raw data? Yes, it was. Okay, 17's not in there, it says. Right there. Okay, 17's in the lookup function. We're getting some weird results here. That ain't right. What am I doing wrong? If off, no, that's an offset. Okay. Let me just see what I'm doing wrong here. I got the 2 right. 2 to 156. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to take the sort out of the, or I'm going to take the filter out for a minute. And see what that does. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. A little disheartening. Mm. I'm a little perplexed as to why it's doing that. See, this is the kind of thing I really don't want to get into, because it just spins my head. Okay, so it's looking up A2, and then it's going through raw A to CG1, A2 to CG156 on the 11th column. It brings up that. Did I do that right, I wonder? 35, 40, 40, 50, 45 second. Whoa, hold on. Q180 Saturday, hold on a second. Saturday 005. Okay, yeah. I didn't see that. There's no sorting, there's no nothing. I don't understand why that is. I don't know why that's giving it a problem. Because we're looking up. Like I see that, I see the anchors on A2. That doesn't matter. Or it shouldn't. Going into raw A2 156. I understand the CG part, which means nothing, because it doesn't have to sort that much. If it's looking up A2 in raw, it's Q214, vertical lookup. Yeah, it's wrong. Absolutely wrong. And you look at what it's got here. If offset R2, I'm just wondering if there's something. I'm wondering if there's something going on, like it's linking to another formula, and that formula is causing the issue, but I'm not 100% convinced of that either. Be looking up A2, Q214. See, then I see not applicables. Did not find a value E160 in VLOOKUP. Why wouldn't it? Because it's there. See, there's a K817. If I go into look up the raw K817, I'll find it. Watch this. It's right down there. Why it can't find it is, I don't get it. Hmm. That's just perplexing the hell out of me, honestly. So instead of getting all worked up about, you know, the times, or I really want to get the times in there. That's what's really ticking me off. What's the time saying? Reference does not exist. Well, that's okay. That don't matter. Okay, here's what we'll do. I don't wanna I don't want to be spending massive you know, amount of time dealing with this, unfortunately. So, well, it's not unfortunate. It's probably a thing that I just don't deal with it. Okay, so let's clear that again. Let's put H4 in there. Yeah, I don't want to be playing around with. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I'm sure there's an easy explanation for it. I just haven't figured it out. So what I'll do for Baldwin, I'm going to go ahead and going to copy, but when I go into here, I'm gonna edit paste special, paste values only, paste Alex, paste formula only. I'll have to go with values only. Oh, that worked better than I thought. When I said paste values only, I didn't think the formatting was going to stick, but it did. That should match now. Okay, perfect. So the actual time. Well, of course, that kind of just, that throws that all. See, I gotta copy it every damn time, which sucks. I don't want to do that. I'll have to think about something else how to do that, because that won't change. Well, I'll deal with that later. Don't worry about it. So again, that. So what I guess what I have here is this is the schedule of trains that's coming out of Baldwin. Now, as you can see, there is a huge gap of not scheduled trains. Just basically they are, um, which, you know, it is what it is. What I'm trying to do with this is create a template so that I know how much cars I'm getting and then how much cars I can generate. Same thing's going to be similar to the industries, but I'm not going to worry too much about the industries just yet. The industries are only going to supply about 150 cars, let's say. Whereas the actual trains that I generate out of Baldwin is going to be a lot bigger. In fact, I'm going to go through those numbers very shortly here. Enter exit codes. Let me see here. So we are looking for Rice Yard North, I guess it would be. Yeah, it'd be 72. Although that looks like it says 70. No, it's 75. Okay, what do I got wrong? Oh, race yard south? Really? Really? You know, I never noticed that before. Huh. That's interesting. Sorry, I gotta see this. That caught my attention. Hmm. Yeah, well, this is really fascinating. How that does that. I understand the Fitzgerald sub. It comes out and it can go into 72. But it goes into the same. It should be going into the same area as. That's odd because Thomasville's. If it's, I'm confused. Thomasville's really. It's odd that it's going into the south end, which makes no sense because I thought, well, wait a minute, no, that's the north end or it's the east end or whatever the hell you want to call it. But really, I guess it's the southern entrance to Rice or the southern lead, not the southern end. Because 72 comes over around the other side, and then kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I can't. The way that lineup is, and I know there used to be a diamond there too for the Brunswick, but that was the Brunswick sub. So I don't quite get that. That layout doesn't make sense to me. Um, in regards to how, because you got a Thomasville, basically a train that's coming off the Thomasville sub, which is basically going through the yard, but somehow it winds up um, going into Rice Yard the same way a train would come off the Jessup sub, as if it was further up the line, which that's what it looks like, but it's actually wrapped around. Those leads are side by side. 75 is just 75. You have a train that comes into Thomasville sub, it's actually going into 70. It's going into 75, but let's say there was a train that was going to Thomasville sub to Florida, it would actually enter 75 and go out 75, which makes no sense because it wouldn't. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. That's what caught my attention. I'm like, what? That can't be right. But okay, we'll use 75. However it wants to do it is fine by me. I'm good with it. So let's see. If n2 equals, what do we got? 75. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Let's do that. The false, okay. We don't want the false in there. We just want so to eliminate the false from happening, we go that, and then we go ahead and paste the rest of them. So as I was saying, like as far as stuff coming into Waycross, you got your scheduled trains, even your not scheduled trains. There's only a couple there, but the majority of the stuff seems to happen. Look at that. It just gets killed in the evening. Whether it be scheduled or not, I guess, there's really only 3 major dailies or whatever, I guess you'd call them, but okay. So how do I sum this up? This is where it gets interesting. Because when you're assigning, and this is all about assigning those fake industries. When you're assigning the fake industries, you can't specify particular days. It's just going to do it or it doesn't. Basically. So Waycross, so NBMFT, northbound manifest freights. For that, I'm going to put in equals F3 times G3, or no, sum G3 to GM. That didn't work. M3, 3. Get it right. Yes. Right. Okay. Well, it's a manifest freight, but at the same time, I don't want to add in K trains. Or even light engines, for that matter. See about that. Even the racks, no, I don't care. So northbound manifest freight. So we'll do that. Yes, that's the other day. That's fine. Light engines, no. Tampa Waycross, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. The K440. I'll have to look that up, but that's not going to be that's going to be a unit train. S452, yes. That's Indiantown Coal. It's coming into Waycross. Interesting. So what I'll do here is I'm also going to specify. I can't do that. Never mind. If I do it, it's gonna cause issues with what I'm about to do. So that's light engines. Again, we're looking at unit stuff. Q608, Q250, Q602. So in what we're looking at right here, I can put a description over here, which is fine. Total weekly northbound length. Or I'll just call it NBMFT. And sum that up to P2 to P29. So we got 240,250. So that's total daily northbound manifest freight. Should be able to do the, yeah, I can do the average on that. Most of them are alternates anyways, which is good. That makes it easier. So I take P30 divided by 7. Yeah. I'm not worried about the decimal, really, actually. Let me go with, oh, what's the name of that stupid INT integer? So we're dealing with 34,321 feet. Total daily cars northbound average. So now equals P31 divided by 50, integer. I'm gonna go with integer again. So there we go. There's your total cars. All that is based on the lengths that this gives us. So 686. Now we're not done yet by a long shot. 727. But that number there is going to play in, because now we're getting to a car level. So we have 686 northbounds on a daily. So this here is what's going to be divided up amongst the various things going out. I may be able to do that, actually. I might be able to get a pretty good idea. If I take a look at, what are we going to look at here? We're going to look at the raw data? No. We're going to look at the hump data. So 686 northbounds. Wow, this isn't accounting. There's not as much. Sorry, yeah, there's not as much as I thought there was. There's going to be about 100 or so from industries, as I was saying, coming out of there as well. So that's an additional. You're going to be looking at about 800 northbounds. By rights, you should be getting about 800 southbounds. If you're not, then you're somewhere. There's going to be an offset, but on average, you're looking at about, well, Florida East Coast, I don't know what else there is, but let's just say if there was 800, and you take a look at the hump and the capacities, that tells you the story right there. There's, well, plenty of capacity available. yeah, you're going to have some stuff that's going to come down, and it's going to, you know, it's going to be somewhat regional. It's going to come south, and then it's going to head back north, or not necessarily north. It's going to head back northwest. So there is going to be some of that bridge type traffic that's going to come around as opposed to going across. So, you know, it's definitely possible. Like you're going to have Chicago's actually come down as they're heading south, but you know, the tricky part is to play it in, because what's happening is you have all those branches that are coming down. I guess I should take a look at the best bet there is to take a look at the image here. So when I look at what do we got here? See this? Where the hell did I put it? Oh, there we go. Let's delete me. Great to look at that. Okay. So when you're looking at the way the corridors are lined up, you got the stuff coming up from Selkirk. You've got the stuff coming from Chicago. Those are your major corridors, which they're going to come across. You got a minor corridor coming out that way. That isn't going to be much of anything. Baldwin is going to be your major source of all freight traffic. Then there's going to be whatever locals get served, and a few things. Not really, like for Florida East Coast, I imagine. But carloads moved per day. That's interesting. 20,000. So we're looking at 800 of that. It's about right, give or take. I would imagine. So I don't want to get too anal as far as, the routings and all that other stuff. I just want to get something that's realistic. That started there. So you get your corridors. There's your basically your corridors right there. So it comes through. See, it's not even showing this as a corridor really. Birmingham, Alabama's like that's that one right there. So that's one of your main corridors coming out. And yeah, there's the coal network, which I assume, yeah, there's going to be some manifest, but not much. So I'm going to go with the corridors for the most part and leave the rest. I mean, I do have some minor, some of these minor yards, or not minor yards, I guess. Like Cincinnati's part of the coal network. Well, Cincinnati's also going to get. That's not all coal. 2010, yeah. There's going to be some manifest going into there as well, feeding that. So I think the name is kind of deceiving. How that works out, I really don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. But and then you got all your minor traffic here in those. That's not too much traffic. You can see where most of the density is going. It's going to go up to that one spline through. You can even see the corridors, how they're branching themselves out there. So that works out pretty good. Okay. So I'll minimize that for now. That's good. So that tells a fair amount. So car capacity, we've got more than enough to handle. I personally think, yeah, I mean, it isn't going to touch 2,000, and most of it's going to be built during the day anyways, so it's not going to matter. It's going to be in good shape, I think personally. And I'm not interested in filling it anyways. I just want something, that's relatively realistic. I'm looking at the footage here. I mean, some of these are smaller, but you know how, I mean, then you got some that are a little bit bigger. Again, some of them are smaller, but on average, that should work out to be what you would expect. Um, and the auto train, that's, you know, it's nice that there's 11,600 feet, but we're not going to get an 11,600 foot train generating. It's just not going to happen. Um, I can make one and have it spawn, but I'd rather have the system. So it's just not going to be 11,600 feet. They're just going to have to, I don't know, reduced amount of rail traffic for auto train, I guess. So that's the one that comes from to Baldwin to Louisville. Actually, that's empties. So it is what it is. And I'm not bringing out any other auto trains. That's the one that's actually sitting in the yard right now on the one side there. You might have seen that'll get added and redistributed to the northbound trains or whatever. So I'll have to figure out all that as well. But all due time. Just give me a few minutes here and I'll be back. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how I want to do this here. It's I'm a little bit earlier tonight than I normally am, so I'm just trying to get my footing or my schedule in place here. So I'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll just keep on working with the data, and hopefully we'll get. I don't think we're gonna get to, honestly. I don't think it's gonna get down to. Well, who knows? We're making progress. That's a good thing. So if I can get it that far, and then at least get some numbers in here. But the goal right now for me, at least at this point, is to give myself 7 days to get it back to where I had it with the new setup. So I don't want to overdo myself. I don't want to work too hard tonight and burn myself out. I have a tendency, if I do Sundays and Mondays together, I tend to burn myself out one day or the other. So, we'll see how that goes. Um, but I'll keep going for a little bit longer tonight. Wednesday's certainly an opportunity day. There's other opportunity days as well. Tuesdays and Thursdays are not out of the question. But we'll see. It all depends on, how much progress I make, and if I have some clear objectives and things are free, and I feel I don't feel any stress by doing it, then I'm just going to keep on going. Once I get through this, it'll be a piece of cake, because then it's just going to be a matter of running, and then that should be more hopefully relaxing. I'm not too sure what ski schedule is next week. I haven't checked, but I can get him to run with me on Sunday. If not, I can run it myself. It's not a big deal. Sunday evening. So anyways, I'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll work on the inbounds too. I think that's the next one I'm going to have to look at, and see what's coming inbound as opposed to outbound, or what's coming southbound. So be back in a moment. I keep forgetting I have to get my cable box out of here because it's got to go this week. Dang it. I have to do that tomorrow night. I could do it tonight, but I don't feel like doing the extra work, so that's how I feel about that. Okay, so this is a Baldwin northbound. I call it Baldwin inbound, outbound. I guess inbound. Nah, it don't matter. I'll call it northbound. I know what that means. So, do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to duplicate this for now. Call this, just out of curiosity, I'm going to call this Jacksonville. Not that it really matters too much, because what's going to happen there, and the actual train times, I'm going to have to figure out how I want to do that, because I can't get the lookup function to work. Okay. Yeah, so I believe I just copied it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I even bother with the actual times, honestly. I should change that. I should be putting see, the problem is then you get into schedule times and all kinds of other goofy things, so a bit of a pain, but what can you do? Alright, so this was like, so yeah, actual times is going to be a pain. But we'll put it in. It's coming out of Jacksonville. Oh, jeez. Kidding me? Try that then. Okay. That doesn't have to be perfect, although the scheduling I'll want it to be as close as I can. Where do I have that for schedule? Alright, great. And the length. happens here. Nope. Raw data. This, I don't expect that to be very much. Okay, so well, did I change that yet? I haven't. That's the way you get in trouble with when you're doing that kind of data stuff. You're suddenly you've lost track of what the hell you're doing. Car. See, that's 10,000. Or never mind. So you got Florida East Coast Waycross, which I believe I gotta look in. Well, V104, that's different. That's different. Okay. I can't even do that one. I do that one. Something ain't right there. Okay, I should have more coming out of there. Okay, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? I did something wrong. I did something wrong. I thought I did that already. I guess not. Here. That looks better. I was looking at the number. I was like, that train number don't sound right. A773. Waycross. Okay, that's okay. I ain't even gonna one. Q456 is interesting. So I forget which one does what. You got 456 and 458. It's been a while. But again, you're summing all that up, and then there's your total daily cars is 203. So as I was saying, just like the other one, you're at 886, so you're coming up to 1,000 now. Not a big deal. And we're going to keep on going with this, except I'm going to go ahead and do the inbounds. Or the southbounds, I should say. So those, it doesn't matter. I can do stuff that's going out northbound too, but I want to concentrate on what's coming in first. Which means I'm going to do a I'm going to start doing southbounds. So I'll duplicate this. And I will rename that to blah. What do I want to call it? Fitzgerald. No, I guess it is Fitzgerald southbound. On that one. Fitzgerald sub southbound. So now I will turn this back over to select all. And the Fitzgerald is 73. So I will clear that and I will put 73. Now you can see I got some extra ones that I'm still working my way through, but for now, that's the other thing too, is if you add trains, it isn't going to show up on these other ones, but for now I'll leave it. So, what do we have here? Quite a bit, but we'll see. Yeah, I was afraid that might happen. Let me undo that, and then I will insert 3 and do that again. So what happened was it was getting so big it was killing my totals. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so that scheduled, not scheduled thing, I'll have to probably wingding something in there that'll you know, if I can't figure out what the hell I'm doing with it, then it's not a big deal. I'll figure it out eventually. Raw data, actual, ditto with the actual time. Ultimately, I'd like to have it. I'd like to have it matching and upgrading too as the things go, and I'm sure I can. I just haven't figured out how to do it just. So we're into the description now, and that I believe. See, when it's working good, I do enjoy this, to be honest. I do. When I got a system set up and things are working pretty good, this becomes quite enjoyable. I can do this. It's the tough parts trying to figure out, you know, how I'm gonna do this. So it's easy, you know what to do with the formulas, all that other stuff where it takes a little bit of brain power. You know, I procrastinate on that kind of thing because it's my weekend. I don't want to be, even if it's oops, even if it's, you know, not my weekend, let's say, or if it's my weeknight, same thing. I don't want to be going too crazy, and I think I've been getting into trouble by doing that. So now I'm starting to learn, as far as I can tell, anyways. Okay, let's copy. So I got the exit in there. And oh, I got the exit to go next. Oh, which I could have put right beside you. The exit's not so important as the entrance on this one. That's interesting. Okay. Or hold on a second. Yes, it is. I know it's coming from the Fitzgerald sub, so worry, just a little bit of a brain fart. Or is it? Hang on. What am... Oh, second here. What am I doing? What exactly am I doing? Okay, wait a minute. That's coming... That's where it's coming from. That's the entrance. This is a northbound. I'm confused. This is all coming out. This is northbounds. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna then that's okay. I'll just change it. I knew something didn't make sense because I was looking at it and I was just like, well, wait a minute, hang on a second here. So this will be kind of an interesting little test too, because now maybe since we're just doing it, I'm just going to work on northbounds, and I assume that's what it's called, northbound. Probably. I think the only one that's not considered northbound is the Brunswick sub going east, and the whatever the hell it is to Birmingham or whatever going west. So I gotta change this. That's the entrance. Yeah. So that's the entrance now. But it ain't right. Or I haven't done it yet. Never mind. Hang on a second here. Now, something's totally wrong here. 73 is an exit. Hold on. What am I doing? That's a Fitzgerald sub. That is the entrance. Got that right the first time. That's better. So now we change this to 72. It's still northbound manifest freight, except it is now. Here's some local. Do I want to bother? Why not? First I wasn't gonna, but I figured, yeah, why not? Nashville. Another local. So 438 cars. So we're looking at various cars coming out. Got about 880, and then 438 are going back down Fitzgerald. So that's good. Well, northbound Manifest Freights this time it is an entrance. So do I want to deal with the other one? Oh, this one's gonna be a pain in the you know what. Would be better to 73 is easy. Going the other way, not so much. See, I don't even have Brunswick sub, which I could have done, but oh, what do we want? 122171. I guess 21 A1 and A3. I think I can do that. 21 A1 and A3. I think it's called the Savannah sub at that point. I'm not too sure. Or the Nahanta. The Nahanta? Well, it's the Savannah sub up there. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it the Savannah. Just Savannah. In actuality, I could have combined this. So, which ones do I want to go with here? I would say yeah, I better take a look at this one here. Make sure I got everything. So 21 is the entrance to Savannah Yard. Got 21 A1 A3. 21 A1 A3. I think we'll go with that. Sometimes you just have to visually see it. Raw data. far this one goes. Oh, really? Isn't that cute? Actually, it's the same number of trains. Interesting. Woof woof. Yeah. Oh, I see. Because it's part of the. I'll just add them anyway. So there's actually less than I thought. Pretty much give us the big picture coming up. The car flows if we're in pretty good shape. Now, have I changed the days of the week? Hopefully I have. I gotta double check on that. Of doing it. That's not the way. One. Old one. Bell changing. Old, I can't tell by looking at that. Yeah. And Santa, which I have. Okay. I think this. I find that a little strange. Oh, never mind. That I got the formulas in. Or hang on a second. Oh, it's the entrance. That's what it is. I'm looking at it. It's like something's not changed. Thus, as far as filters, him. Second section in New York. Woohoo. Wow. Okay. So that's going to tell a lot. Of course, I got to bring that down just to see what the numbers are telling me. So we got 959 going out. About 800 and yeah, about 880 coming in, which is okay. There's a differential of about 70 cars per day. Oh, well, that's hold on a second now. I've got well, I shouldn't you know, I shouldn't say that. Hold on. That's coming north out of Baldwin and Jacksonville to Fitzgerald and Savannah. The one I haven't done is probably the one that will decide it. Duplicate that, but then I have to bring in all the rest anyways, so Thomasville. Thomasville westbound. This isn't gonna take too much, I wouldn't think. So for this one, we want, whoa, we want that one. Clear all that. I screwed up. Is it 74? I think it is. 74. Perfect. Still local, everything else, I don't care. It's all going. So with Thomasville local, then what happens here? Let's put Savannah back up at the top. Train numbers in here. Rows there. Good. The lengths. Oops. Here we go. Interesting, because that's 75. See that for a minute. It is coming up to 70. Yep, okay. So that means I got to put that back to 75. means they're all going to go yes. Did I get the other ones right? I should have. Anyway. Oh, I see. That's a does not run. Am I putting that in there? Ooh. That changed something. Hang on a second here. 521. That brings it down to 490. So now we're at 928 and and 46. So we got, well, that's just what's coming out. I haven't done all the southbounds and the eastbound yet, so most of the car flow coming out of Florida is representing, according to this, it's representing the majority of the cars are coming out of Florida, but that doesn't mean that it's all, which is good because now I have parameters. Doesn't mean that this date is correct either. It just gives me parameters to work with, and then I can always tweak it later. So we've dealt with the northbounds and all that other stuff. So what I want to do now is get into the Baldwin southbounds. And then basically I'm going to do it for every one of them. Now I don't expect these to match. It's just going to be, you know, it is what it's going to be what it's going to be basically. So in order to get that going, we have got to, I think we changed that to H4. It's an exit. Yeah. So now we want to get this to H4. Of course, I have the names of everything wrong here. Northbound, northbound, northbound. It's a westbound. .21 p.m. Okay, so now we're going into the southbounds. In order to do that, we go back to the raw data and write one. Copy that. Let's see what we get. We're able to track. Take a while to get to all the raw data. Okay. And what happened to my act Didn't I do that for that? Or did I miss it for one of them? Oh, I missed it for... I never did it for actual for northbound? Did I just like decide to get rid of it? Okay, well, that's neat. I didn't even notice I missed it, but yeah, whatever. I think I was having a dilemma as to how the hell I was going to do it, but whatever. Which makes sense. Okay, description. What's that? Yeah, like I said, I enjoy doing this. Once things start making sense, then it's just a matter of plugging everything in. As I said before too, these lengths are probably estimates. They're not gonna match completely, which I expect. As long as I have a pretty good parameter to go by, that's all I need. Just give me the data, I'll figure out the rest. This is the way I like to go. Okay. Now I want to put the entrances back in. Dealing with 75 here. Okay, so I'm going to call that the entrance. I think I had that exit, entrance, exit. That's an exit, or is it? Fitzgerald northbound is an exit. Savannah northbound. Exit. Thomasville westbound is an exit. Okay. Perfect. Oh, southbound press. I don't know what I called it. Yeah. Southbound manifest freight. Yeah, I want to make sure I got everything too. That's the other thing I gotta watch out for, is if I'm not copying these formulas, I could be screwing myself. Not so much there, but something like that. Okay, right now. Or am I? Yeah, I am okay. I gotta think about that for a second. Okay, so it's not the southbound so much. What did I thought I had one. That's a northbound. It's an exit. Oh, I'm filtering the entrance. Never mind. Okay, gotcha. Gets very confusing at times. Something like So 839 is going south. Wow. That's surprising. A little bit. Again, you know, stuff can be floating around and transferring and all kinds of stuff. Daily cars, though. Total daily cars northbound average. I missed something. Actually, I missed a lot. That's light engines, that's okay. L250, I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, that's the racks, okay. Do go to Waycross, but we don't want them. Want K440. I gotta take a look at that again. There might be something else I'm missing here. Gotta make sure I got the right train. 607, 603, 609, 441. What's the L's? What is the L's? I can't find 60. Okay, there's 605. Okay, never mind. Where's 455 though? Should be a 455 somewhere. I don't see it. That concerns me. Waycross to Taft. Yeah, whatever. I'm just wondering why didn't 455 show up with like by rights that should be a Q455 because I don't see a 455 anywhere. Right, I'll let it go. So for this one, let me put this recycling here. So this one self. I have that right the first time. And the rest are just stuff that's going to 8. Phosphates going up. This takes care of Baldwin. It's a little, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a transfer 839. That's a big difference between what's going down average daily northbound. You gotta figure it comes in. You're talking about a difference of about $170 cars. So 839 is going south of manifest traffic, yet northbound. Well, there is a potential, actually, now that I think about it. There's no vehicle train. There's no dedicated vehicle train, which means the auto traffic would come in as loads. As far as I know, there's no issues with having them come in to the hump. That's a coal vehicle train. Coal train. That'd be a Q200 or something. Q213. See that? Well, okay. Wait a minute. No, I could be wrong. There's a daily auto train that's coming in Q213. The only other thing I can think of, okay, so you got a daily auto train coming in at Q213. That enters at 73. Have any other? Coal? That's fine. Q213. That's the only one. So you got your Cincinnati Baldwin autos, and then your Baldwin Louisville, which is daily, which to me tells me that southbound some of these cars have got to be autos. In fact, to generate a auto train of that size coming out, that's 11,600 daily, which is not, you know, emptier, obviously. I would say, looking at 8,000. See that again? 11,600. That's a 7,000 footer. So there's your 140 cars right there. Bingo. Now it makes sense. So you're getting a dedicated auto train, Cincinnati, but we're also bringing in auto traffic from some of these manifest trains. Empties going out probably really doesn't matter too much, but the problem with that one is not so much. It's not really so much a problem. In fact, yeah, I'm seeing. Hold on a second. I didn't mean to do that. About to make it a lot less. The only I've got to add the autos. There's racks that go. There's racks that are going to Atlanta. There's all kinds of crap. There's Baldwin Louisville. There's all kinds of, you know, when I'm looking at stuff that's coming through Waycross. There's racks to Ohio. Racks to Nashville. This is where it gets really bizarre. if I was to, yes, I know that's coming into Waycross, but I'm going to delete that. See, now I'm down to 589 on the manifest side. Let's try this. Since we're guessing, I guess. uh, oh, southbound. Southbound auto. Yeah, we'll just call it that. M2. So what I'm doing is I'm adding another category for the autos. That's scary. I saw something that caught my F2 G2 M2. What's going on here? X3, you idiot. Man, it's amazing how these screwy. I'm looking at it, it's like the same formula as the one as the other one, so okay. So I'm not worried about the coal and all that other stuff. I'm gonna deal with the auto traffic for that we had. The Cincinnati Baldwin. Oh yeah, this is the one that's going to be like 800. And that's known auto traffic, so what'll happen there is I will go like that. And change this. Oh, I see. Total weekly. Change that. Stands for. I forget how many forget how much it is. Those things. So the average daily cars. We'll bring it down to autos. I think it's like 65. Can't remember. It doesn't matter. I'll just go with that. What's going to happen is once I see a difference, that's where I'm going to justify bringing auto traffic inbound. But for now, we know for sure that that's a dedicated auto train that's coming southbound, and that's a dedicated loaded auto train from Cincinnati. However, there's going to be loaded blocks of auto traffic that's going to come on various trains, whatever cuts they want to send this way or whatever. That's going to make up. It's going to take away from the manifest freight. I don't know how much. I'll have to figure out a formula. But for now, we're now at an average daily cars. Really doesn't matter so much. It's the daily feet now that's starting to play in, because now the cars. That's the other thing too. The daily feet changes because now all of a sudden you're dealing with specific car types. So the feet can. I mean, your length's going to be the same, relatively speaking, with a little bit of a variance, but otherwise it should be the same. Have to do the same with this guy here. I'll put that. Might change these. Okay, so what I'm going to do there is I'm going to change that formula, actually. Gotta think about that for a second. So I'm dealing with the auto traffic, but am I dealing with Waycross specifically now? Because yeah, it should be equal, but at the same time, I don't know if I need to necessarily adjust Waycross or even bother worrying about it. I don't think I need to worry about it. say there's a lot there. Next to Nashville. So what did we call this again? We called that total. Yeah. I'm changing that to 65 again. So we got 800. 913 going north. That's pretty damn close. Let me see how the feet is. 39, 40,500 and something. Okay, so it's going a little bit more going south in feet, but not by much. Or wait a minute, hang on a second. Did I add that wrong? That's 50,000. It's 50,500 and something. Do that right? 50,500. That's about 4,000 feet still. And, I mean, it's not really going to change much. Even if I take it from one to the other, it doesn't really matter. Because the feet should stay about the same. So there's about a 4,000 foot difference, which isn't too bad. Just trying to figure out if there's a serious differential. Like, let me just take a look at the map here for a minute and just see. Is that a daily? It is too. Yeah, that's the average daily feet. 4,000 feet. This might be pushing it, but I can live with it, to be quite honest, because the way the random generation works. So what that's basically saying, at least if you go by that data, is 50,500 feet are heading north. So about 4,000 less is heading south. Now that could be all kinds of things, really. There could be stuff that's coming through Sanford area or whatever the case may be, that head down this way instead. I don't know what Florida East Coast has connections in. There's Jacksonville. It comes down this way. There's a lot that could potentially be changing that, I suppose. Just trying to think if there's any of those unit trains that might have something else, but honestly, I'm not going to worry about it. At 4,000 feet, an 80 cars a day. Now, there is the transfer that happens between Baldwin and Jacksonville that's not being simulated because we don't have a connection. So that's there. But there's also got to be something else happening here. We got Orlando. Just trying to think of some of the manifests, like the cars that come down that way that might. And again, it's TD3 data. You take that with a grain of salt. Really. It's one of those things that you're taking. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that may come in that particular way. Well, whoa, hold on a second here. Oh, did I deal with Jackson? Okay, never mind, I did. All right. That's the other thing I could do, is take a look at Jacksonville and see what the numbers are there. So that's the next one to do. So, come to think of it, we do have some auto traffic that's potentially doing something. I just we haven't figured out what the hell that is. Come to think of it, I better take a look at that too. That's interesting. Not so much from the intermodal side, but what is there? Florida East Coast coal. The other goofy thing is a lot of the intermodals, which we can't simulate through this, a lot of the auto stuff that comes through actually comes down into two auto places. They come in through intermodal trains. We don't have that potential ability per se. At least not, well, north it's not showing it. I don't think it would send some empties out. So that's the other interesting transfer that might be taking place, is that the empty auto racks could be headed that way. But let's just see what the data's gonna show us for that. We're gonna go ahead and do Jacksonville instead. See what that data shows. Okay, so let me duplicate that. Again, I'm going to make the Jacksonville northbound. Did I do that right? Total weekly feet? Whatever. Okay. 8:58. It's feeling like this night's getting too long. Average daily feet, average daily cars here. So I'll rename that to Jacksonville southbound and see what we come up with here. Okay, so I gotta put in 5. Let me undo that for a minute. Okay. Tell my brain is starting to lose its interest in this suddenly. I mean, I'm so close, but because then this is going to give us the ratios we need or want. Do that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. See, I got an extra train in there, the Q178. That wasn't. I don't know why that. Oh, okay, never mind. That's I don't know what that is. I got it set as orange, but apparently I didn't have it as TD3 data or something. I don't know what that means. That's going the opposite way, so I don't get what the hell. Go for it. Kind of weird. Got it marked, but we'll see what the hell that's about. Length. It's not in TD3 data because it doesn't have length, but that doesn't matter in this case because I don't have to worry about it. Fortunately, it's not one that we have to worry about getting the data for necessarily. It's not at this point. Savannah, South. So I want the days and exit or whatever, exit entrance. Yeah. This should be telling as well. Jacksonville southbound. Where it exits, yeah, we need to see that. I screw that up. Oh, it is? Okay, never mind. Where it enters. Okay, so manifest freight. Let's see what we got. 457 for sure. Fernandina Beach local. It's kind of interesting. I'll put it in. I'm not too sure if I put it in for the other one, but 22,000 a day. Whatever the hell that's supposed to be. I'm not even sure what that is. The local, so I assume everything's going to be fine with it. Just Taft. See in there, I can see the auto right there. It's coming into play. Why don't I have the autos in there? It's for empties floor E2O. That's an E208. See, I just realized though, southbound I do have something. Louisville, Tampa autos. So now when I take this, anchor that to 17 and then go G to M. Put that in there. That suddenly changes everything. Of course, so that's not accounting what's going to go on the intermodal trains, which we really haven't accounted for. The Cincinnati Jacksonville autos coming through. I'll get the rest of that going here. Total weekly. Okay. Screw this one up. Man, this there. Our feet. Different number I was using for that. Auto. Okay. Definitely an auto feed for that. I was using 65. Okay. So now this'll get interesting now. So we've got the total of at least what we figure out to be manifest, not counting the intermodal mixes. So Baldwin, northbound, and Jacksonville. Actually, let's take a look at the autos for a minute. Average daily feet 21,000. Only additional 10,000. So that's about 50,000 there. 50,500. 60,000. 60,700. Pretty damn close. I just wanted to make sure I got that right. I'll go with car now. I'll go with the car counts. Nah, I shouldn't. They could be mixed. Let me try the car counts for now. $913, 716. Yeah, see the car counts totally go off. It's the feet that count. 50,500. 60,700. That's going north, south. South is going oh, 6. Pretty close. I'm good enough with it. We'll let the rest figure it out on that. Fitzgerald north and south, I'm not too worried about at the moment. Even capacity that's coming out of Jacksonville, like Jacksonville and Baldwin, as we said before, is at 789 cars. Some of those autos might be working. It's likely working its way into the mixed freight going in. Empties, I mean, there's going to be some dedicated ones, but I think that'll have to be mixed in. The other stuff that I have to do next is Fitzgerald and Savannah. I don't know if I really want to tackle that yet. Problem is some of this is going to be is actually duplicating as well, and that's something I got to keep in mind. Not too much. Baldwin, no, not really. Shouldn't be anyways. I really want, you know, I got a little bit of time to at least get through here, and then I'll give myself till 10 p.m. Eastern. Then I think I'll have it. I'll basically say that's enough at that point. So let me duplicate this. I mean, auto traffic, it isn't going to really matter. Okay, so Fitzgerald southbound, what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with 73. Okay. Hopefully I've done all this copying correctly. The danger is very easy to make an error, especially when you're doing stuff that's off a page, like I almost did there. Very easy to make an error. Not paying attention. Or you're distracted for like 1 minute. So Fitzgerald's going to be an entrance. Not that that matters. Fitzgerald entrance. This is going to be an exit. I was right the first time. That's where it's coming from, Jacksonville. Okay, so that's an entrance. Entrance. I guess they all are entrances, I guess. I don't know. Fitzgerald northbound, that would be an entrance. And the Fitzgerald southbound would be where it's going, which is an exit. I'm kind of okay. This is where I gotta be careful because I got the same data here, and I'm not paying attention. So it is an exit. If I did it right. If I did it right. I've been known not to. Southbound is an exit, which is right. Okay, I got that right. Okay, let's just check to make sure. We got 541. That one's not going to be. It's to Mulberry, Florida. Looks like he's doing a crew change there. 720. Empties from Ohio. Another one of those weird ones. St. Louis Wake. So that's right. Grain train, another one. Grain train. So we got Fitzgerald northbound manifests about 438, southbound 500. Which is fine, because everything's different routings. Didn't I just do a... I thought I... Okay, I guess I still have to do the Savannah on the... Never mind. I forgot there's 3 of them. I'm just looking at it, I'm just like, huh? Makes sense. Well, now that that's there, do I want to... Do I even need to focus on the auto stuff? I'm not sure. Like, this is where I get confused. Okay. I got what's coming down to Jacksonville, but... Let's see, where else do I have... I should have Q215 coming into Jacksonville, southbound. Yeah, see, I got it. I've already got it measured. So I don't need to do it again. You would think. Just Jacksonville. I don't know. Who knows? I'll figure it out eventually. Once my brain gets back figuring it out. That makes sense. But that's interesting. So the northbound, or sorry, southbound. We got a pretty good figure there. Savannah. Likewise. I'll do a duplication of that. Do I really want to do Thomasville ain't too bad. Okay. Let's duplicate that. The Savannah southbound. So I gotta go back to the raw data and this one. Oh, okay, this is gonna be an interesting one. Well, I might as well try 21. A1, A3, and 21 maybe. I don't even need the 21. Get that. I don't see where else I need it. There's the multis, but they kind of already are in. So I don't have to worry about them again. So I'll get that out of there. Easier. In fact, I won't have the track car. F756 I'll get rid of once I bring it over. This one's gonna go crazy. Yep. 4 again, huh? Alright. Get up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you see that last one for a minute? Type to New Jersey. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Okay, I think I still have to do that. When did the raw data just kind of lose itself there? PO80, holy crap, I got a lot there. PO89 is the only one. Did I do that? So I thought. Undo that for a minute. Get the hell out of there. Waycross, New York. What is that? Right. No, never mind. That's forget it. I said that. Let me try that again, shall we? Oh. I shouldn't have deleted that so soon. That's why. That's not good. That's not good at all. Crap. Did I kill the raw data? Better be careful what the hell I'm doing here. May have. See, I shouldn't have put that in so quick. Or delete that thing so quick, because what happened was I lost my my placeholder. That puts it at number 16. Which seems okay. 3 schedules on the bottom. I'm not too concerned about the 1947 at the bottom. That's totally wrong, so oh. I must be getting Sunday 005 is what it's supposed to be. I probably could have put a filter on that too, but yeah, whatever. So six. Not quite how I wanted to do it, but needless to say, it's going to work. Or how many others of those I screwed up. I actually don't update. Okay, there we go. Say it's so easy to screw up something. Then again, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, so you know, at least with that, you know, it's not a big deal. Descriptions and thing, I like to call it. So because that column's no longer there, I can't copy it in, or else I'm screwed. So I gotta work my way through to do it 3 times, which kind of sucks, but that's what it is. Getting there. Length. Triple the work, but it gets there. I can go right to the... Can I? Realize I could. I can. Sometimes I can't, other times I can. Okay. Ooh, that doesn't look right. Doesn't match. See how easy it is to screw up? Try that again. We'll get it right. Problem. Okay. I'm not going to worry about changing the columns. I know what they all are. Whoops. What was that? 72, so blah. Blah. Okay. So 365, 865, interesting. $90. $930. I think for 865. Wow. 520. 60 cars more. Thomasville's gonna be the deciding factor. Of course, I'm not putting the problem with now that I see it, I just realized that the locals, I'm putting them one way, but I'm not putting them the other, because it's just how the scheduling system works. So that's kind of something that I'll have to tweak later. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's see here. So I will clear this. We're going to go down to 75. 74. Right? Which works out good. Duplicate that. Rename that Thomasville eastbound. This is pretty much a easy cut and paste there. Let me just take a look at Savannah southbound. It didn't take a good look at the this here. Second Selkirk. Oh, I got 409 coming on both days. Okay. So I got a Hamlet, a New York to Waycross, and then Selkirk. I don't know what the Waycross. I don't know what yard in New York it's coming up. Because there's a Selkirk stuff too. Whatever, that's okay. Again, these are just TD3 data. Some of these numbers could be off, so not a big deal. Okay, let's go back. I was into something here before I interrupted myself. Ah, yes. Okay. So I'll copy that. Scheduled, not scheduled means nothing, really. At this point, it's just giving me a heads up, I guess. If I want to look at that data, eventually I'll link it, but for now, I'm not worried about it. Key here is to get the all the other stuff going. K663, that's interesting. Oh, I do have it showing up. Or wait a minute, no I don't, do I? No, it's something totally different. I got a Voldesta local, which kind of weird because it ends up knocking out the other one. Oh, there we go. So yeah, do that. Chicago, Brunswick, and then Birmingham. I screwed up. That worked out okay. Blah blah blah. Do the line. That's pretty much identical. Okay, so that settles that one. The only, if southbound's got, let me just think of this for a minute here. Savannah southbound's got 18,000. Have I figured out the feet? I thought I did. See, there's 24,000. 43,000. I think I already did this. 24,500. There's not too much of a difference. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to have to just play with it and see what happens. So what happens really at this point now is we've determined, at least from the data that we're using, so an inbound has like 218, give or take, as I was saying before, 1,200. Do that all right? Oh, hold on a second. So without the auto traffic, let's say 589 cars, 889, and then the other ones would be 1389. So 1740. And as you can see, the capacity, that's you're going to be trimming that yard at least a few times, I would say. So you're never really going to even come close to that capacity to begin with. Or sorry, that's a car capacity right there. What that was. Still trying to figure out what that is. Oh, that's the calls for, I think, the various car. Oh, yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so now I know what I'm going. I don't know what that 80-100 thing is. I haven't quite figured out what the hell that was supposed to be, but it means something. Do I have a reference for 67 somewhere? I'm not. I don't see it. So now that we have that, I can go further and say, okay, well, this is what this track has. I'm not doing this tonight. I'm gonna call it. Actually, it's 9:43. I'm actually a little bit quicker than I anticipated to get that done. So I will tackle the locations next. What that'll do is that should at least give me a rough idea. I'm thinking the next time around we could be very close to getting the virtual or the fake industries or virtual industries or whatever, getting that set up. I can't see why that won't be. Then I can rearrange the hump the way I want it. From there, I just go ahead, basically generate the trains that we're missing for the first 12 hours, rehump them. If the hump has issues, we'll note the issue in some log or something like that, or a post, or I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll put it into something so that the trim operator knows that he has to set off those particular cars. So that'll be part of the duties. It's a lot easier than having to go through the hump and trying to stop cars and dig back in. It's much easier. I'm just going to go ahead and take Jason's advice on that. It's kind of a bummer that we have to do it that way. I don't know how many errors actually happen in real life on a daily basis with a hump, but you know, that's the way it is. So I'm just going to go with it. It's, you know, usually once a hump, I think, but hopefully with this many tracks, I'm thinking it's actually going to play out pretty good. It's looking good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So yeah, as far as I can tell, I'm back into this, at least, you know, somewhat. If this was the old me, I'd probably be doing this till 12 o'clock at night, maybe 11, or until I was exhausted. I'm not exhausted yet, but I'm done. I just don't want to overdo it right now. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. We'll see how I feel, and if not, I'll be back on Wednesday. And like I said, the goal is to get this back going by Sunday. Even if Sunday it's just Ski and I, or just myself, I will catch up with the trains that day, run what I have to, hump what I have to, get us back to where we were, and then start progressing. So I'm hoping at this point right now, it's October. I'm hoping at this point we're looking late fall. It's going to take about a month before I get this at least tested to the point, or at least through played through to the point where I have enough of a flow going and I have enough of an understanding of how I want to do the operations. Once that's in play, Ski and I are already running fine, then I'll be comfortable with handing off what I'm doing to others. I'll certainly be looking forward to running some trains as opposed to dispatching and doing that, but I'll deal with that later on. For now, this is in good shape. I'm just going to leave it like that for tonight. Hopefully next time we'll get at least towards the end, we should be able to get into these numbers, rearrange the hump, set up this approximate data. It looks like this data is already pretty much set. I already set the calls that I want, so that's pretty much matching. So that's good. I don't know what the 80 50. I don't even know what the hell those are supposed to be, to be honest. It's just a number of calls I'm putting towards it, I guess, and then we'll figure it out from there. But anyways, that's it for now. So I'm going to call it so. And we'll see you whenever. Have a good one. Talk to you later.